My laptop screen got smashed. £2,000 laptop, Apple laptop, and I went to the repair centre, and it was £750 to get it repaired. And I wasn't even that worried about that because I can write that down in the business expenses. But it takes 7 days to fix. So now 7 days I have to work from my phone, and it's been intensely spiritually reflective. So before, when I had a laptop and I'd be sitting on the train and I'd be sitting on all these different places, or when I'd have periods of time where I wasn't doing anything, I had work to do. Obviously, I've always got work to do, but then I'd give myself the excuse that I'd do it when I got home to my laptop, because everything's a lot easier on the laptop. You've got a bigger screen, you've got like faster way of switching tabs, you've got a faster way of typing, stuff like that. So literally this past 6 months, I didn't even realize how much time I've been wasting on the train, just like in silence, basically. And I know silence is good. I know like sitting in silence is good, but sitting in silence is not good when your mind is preoccupied with 100 things, which is what mine was. I always used to think to myself, oh yeah, I'm meditating or something like that. Turns out it wasn't that. And now that my laptop screen is smashed and I have no excuse like that. So the moral of this story is, I don't have that excuse anymore. That's what led me to realize that how much time I've been wasting, because whenever that excuse comes to mind, which is not even a valid excuse anymore, I'll do it later, because in my mind I have a feeling that it will be easier at a later time, so I'll put it off. So this is procrastinating, not because, actually no, because it is hard, yeah, but I feel like it will be easier later. This is the same with motivation as well. I feel like I'll have more motivation later, so I'll put it off. But now with the laptop, when I used to put it off because I thought it'd be easier to do it on the laptop, I've realized now I don't have a laptop and I just need to brace myself and get into the motions of it and do it right now. Because if I don't do it now, then I'm going to be struggling at the end of the day to catch up with everything. And this also affected other areas of my life. For example, with outreach, I'd always put it off. Outreach is the number one most important thing in my whole business. I'm not joking. It's the number one most important thing, whole thing in my business is outreach. And outreach is not the hardest, but it's the most repelling, or it's the most difficult to start, because when you get into the motions of it, it's easy. Just rinse and repeat. You've already made them a script, just send it. Once you've sent all the scripts, then you have to just input stuff into ChatGPT, read it, input the best practices into it. Like, obviously I know what makes stuff have good views on YouTube, have good conversion rates on YouTube, is autopilot for me now at this point. But it's hard to get into that flow state where I'm in autopilot. I don't know if autopilot is flow state, but it's hard for me to get into that state where I'm just making scripts and I'm not thinking of anything else. So now I know this, I'm trying to implement it with outreach, and I'm trying to implement it with all of my task list. As soon as I see a task, I'm not going to try. So say, for example, you've got 5 tasks, and imagine every day when you wake up, these 5 tasks, and every day when you wake up, you spend a whole 30 minutes deciding which task would be best right now. You look at this task, you visualize it, and you're suffering in your imagination. Imagine this, you're thinking about how hard it's going to be. And mentally, that also drains you. When you imagine yourself suffering, that drains you. And I think maybe the first one was outreach. I'm like, no, I'll do that later when I've got momentum and I've got more motivation. Second one, clean the house. I was thinking, oh no, I'll do that later when my mom's gone out of the house or something like that. Third one, hang. I'd say, oh no, I'll do that later when blah, blah, blah. Fourth one, and like, imagine this is only 5 tasks. I get 30 tasks on my to-do list every single day, like around. And then fourth one, I spend all my time deciding which one to do first. And then when I do that one first, I get distracted because I'm messaging people and I'm doing all this other stuff. Then when I pick another one, same process, I'm thinking which one will be best. So I know this is actually long-winded. I need to start planning these videos. So what I've started doing is, if I see a task, I'm going to just start doing it straight up. Oh my God, I'm wearing my... Okay, doesn't matter. Shit. I know, I'll keep it on now. So like the point of this is that whenever you see a task, do it straight away. Don't think, don't look for alternatives. And most of all, don't procrastinate, because then it just ends up everything ends up building up later on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prioritize one task every day. After that, I'm trusting that stuff will flow naturally, and I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to brace myself, and I'm going to get into the motions of it. By bracing myself, I mean like stealing my mind. I think I've talked about this before, but for me, it's really helpful when I'm prepared for this. Like, I get motivated and I fire myself up, even if it's just 5 seconds. Then I start getting into the motions of it, and it's really easy to do, and it helps a lot. It's better than just thinking to yourself, "Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this," and then doing it. It just makes the grind not fun at all. But if you actually don't want to do something, just spend like 5 seconds hyping yourself up, or 5 seconds just like getting into the motions of it. That's the main thing, getting into the motions of it. Opening the laptop, opening the task up on the to-do list, and like making it big screen so you know that's what you're going to focus on. Starting this timer with however much time you want to spend on it, and then doing it, like sending out the first outreach, sending out the second one, opening ChatGPT, doing that. And then after a while, you get into the autopilot, and then your mind is naturally steeled to the how hard it is, basically, to the struggle. But yeah, that's it for the video. Don't procrastinate by trying to pick what task you're going to do. And my laptop is still smashed, so I'll probably make a few more videos. I've been learning so much about God and about how we are an extension of God, and how the universe is an extension of our mental energy. Stuff like this is crazy. There's a whole space for this. But yeah, yeah, that's it for this video. My laptop smashed. Learning a lot of stuff. I don't mean to be in this, but it's okay. Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, and comment. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.